publishing money is long money. It's something that everybody should definitely look into, especially if you're a songwriter. And the more collaborations you do, the more percentages of songs that you have is the more valuable you are to a publisher.
Hello guys, you're welcome to the Listening Sessions podcast, a show about the music industry, its players, and the game. My name is Obinna, music businessman and your host. Alright guys, Listening Sessions podcast, season 3. I'm very happy about today's episode. I'm really excited because I'm a huge fan of my guest today. On this episode of the Listening Sessions podcast, we have with us an exceptionally gifted and successful artist, and frankly, one of the best to ever do it. Please welcome the delectable Seyi Shay.
Yay, thank you.
Hi.
Let me give myself a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out here. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to? Pandemic and all these other things. Like, how has it been for you? Like, 2020 through till now.
Pre-pandemic, I was making an album to sign to a label that pulled out as soon as the pandemic hit.
Oh wow!
So that kind of threw me into a whirlwind of emotions. So 2020 was a little bit up and down for me, but I continued to write more music for this album anyway, with hopes that, another opportunity would come round. And I think in a way it was a blessing, the pandemic, for me. And I know a lot of people around the world can't say that, unfortunately. But for me, it was a blessing. It gave me an opportunity to revisit my music, revisit my brand, revisit myself, and discover new things about myself, build new relationships, rebuild old relationships, appreciate life and people more, my friends, my family, and appreciate myself more. I let go of some things that were not serving me anymore, and I adopted some things that have ultimately made me stronger and more positive. And then towards the end of the year, 2020 year, I got a call, which I would put to the fact I was that, I would kind of like relate the call to my vibrations and the energy that I was on, after picking myself back up again, which is quite positive. And I got a call from the producers of Nigerian Idol in November. And then 2021, I was hired as a judge for the major TV show Nigerian Idol. And so up until July this year, I have been fully immersed in that. Not forgetting my album. Remember, I told you I started that in 2019. And so after the show, I was able to finish the album and get a new deal. Right? So everything just kind of went full circle. And I'm really excited about the things that are about to come. And I'm in a really good place right now.
I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that you're making a new album. Like I said, I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
Like when somebody makes music like too many hits. Too many hits from Right Now to Murder to like how did you get to that level of, or how does one get to that level of artistry?
I've been singing for a long time, for as long as I can remember. Professionally, maybe just over 10 years now. But before then, it was really just a combination of extracurricular music, things. I was in a girl band in the UK when I was still living in the UK, and that girl band really took me on a journey of development and growth. and being managed by Beyonce's dad for those 3 years of being in the girl band.
Yeah.
I think I would owe my artistry to my level of professionalism and my level of artistry I would owe it to him and the group.
Yeah.
Because that was my training ground and the preparation for everything I've done as Seyi Shay in Nigeria for the past 10 years now. So I think so. Yeah, I've been singing. I've been doing music professionally for like 13 years now. So yeah, that I hope that answers the question. I think that was like the major part of my life that cemented me as a professional artist and made my craft, as strong as it is right now.
Yeah. Of course, everyone would know that having to work with Mr. Matthew Knowles must have been an experience.
It was.
But could you break it further down, like in artist development terms? What was the regimen like?
It was grueling. I mean, like we moved to Houston, Texas. And we lived in this amazing apartment together, 5 girls. We actually made a reality show called Breaking From Above, which was where most of the activities and the development of the group was captured on. So MTV partnered with Music World, which is Matthew Knowles' company.
You've been global for a minute.
And we shot 7 episodes of a series called Breaking From Above. And in that series, you will see the extent of boot camp training that we had to endure, PR training, vocal training, studio recording training, performance training, and we were privileged and blessed enough to use Beyonce's and Destiny's Child's whole team, from Frank Gatson to Danielle Polanco to Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom, and all these people like have been instrumental in even Beyonce's vocal trainer, Tom McKinney. He was our vocal trainer too. So like we were privileged enough to use her whole team and have her whole team be our whole team. So the development was really grueling, and that was my life, like every day, Monday to Saturday. I think we only got Sundays off. Monday to Saturday, just training, dancing, interview training, singing in the studio, recording in the studio with different producers, rehearsing, doing shows locally and nationally, going on tour with Beyonce, so opening her concerts. That was like literally like the 3 years of my life, for 3 whole years. So it was, like I said, it was the training ground for everything that I am kind of doing now. I've been doing now in Nigeria for 10 years.
Wow. So, seeing how artist development has grown increasingly unpopular over the years, it's like everybody doesn't have the time to develop somebody, the labels are really looking for the guy who has some traction or who has something going
already,
so they can, help to scale it. So, but that process still needs to happen. So, how does an artist or develop themselves, or how does a manager help their artist to develop? Right.
I mean, I get what you're saying with regards to that artist development side of things not really being relevant anymore or used anymore, done anymore. I think that music has kind of like evolved to this kind of organic exercise now. So it's like, if you just got this star quality and great songs and you kind of already create your own packaging and your own image, you're ready to go in the eyes of record labels or production companies or distributors. So I think the artist development is now probably let me say it probably should be less about training an artist to sing and dance and do all these things, but more about helping an artist develop as a person and as an artist, and preparing the character, building the character and personality of an artist, and kind of just investing in their creativity more than this whole manufactured type of development that we used to do and we used to know.
Yeah, so but without that process, do you think success is going to be sustainable even when the unprepared artist gets lucky?
Well, that's why I said that I think the artist development should focus. It should be more about the artist character, personality, um, resilience. You know, and mindset. You know, because that's really what's gonna carry somebody through. More than dancing and singing and whatever, yeah, I think it's the mindset more than anything.
Yes, because I mean it's a tougher business now
Yeah,
than
it's
it
not really
was.
about singing and dancing anymore.
Yeah, so how have you been dealing with playing in this new digital music economy when where playlisting is a thing and content marketing and all these other things, compared to
Um,
10, 15 years ago when you got in?
I think you just have to evolve. You just have to keep up with the times. You have to have a team that is forward thinking and innovative, because obviously new things are always going to come up. The industry is like always changing fast. How have I been able to deal or keep up? My team are really good. I have a great DSP person who is actually part of my team, based in France. And I have a social media team who are here. And I have like really cool, like younger people around me that keep, their eyes and their ears peeled. So they're really innovative too, and they know what's cool and what's not. So
Lovely, lovely. I like that. It highlights on the importance of people or
and
having
team, yeah.
having a good team around. What does it take or cost to run such a globally aware, gifted team as the one you
It takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot. I think it's a lot of money. But I mean, the more you invest in people, the more they will invest in you as well. And everyone that works with me at the moment is really incentive driven, and they're all invested. Everybody's kind of invested in my brand and in my projects. So, and currently, especially with this next run that we're going on, not everybody, but most of my team are recouping equally to me. So, like, it's just, we break bread equally. It doesn't matter who is doing what, because everybody's part that they're playing is just as important as the other.
So it's kind of like the Seyi Shay movement now is a startup.
Yeah, like whereas before I used to like, give people a percentage or a retainer, or maybe just kind of like get freelance people that are doing freelance or whatever to do like one-off things. Like now everybody's like fully invested in the project because everybody's getting the same, and that's just one way to keep costs down, but also to make sure you get the best out of people that,
How important is it to work with people who really care about what you're trying to do, or do you just work with talented people?
It's super important because like I've been in Nigeria doing this now for 10 years, and I've worked with people that don't really believe in me. I've worked with people that really believe in me, where they've let everything go just because of myself, and I know the difference. So like when people really believe in you, you can tell because they go the extra mile. And then the ones that don't believe in you, you'll see very, very soon, because you'll end up with like nothing, and they will be gone too at some point,
Well, what would be some of the signs or the pointers that perhaps this person isn't really?
Maybe when you are doing a lot more than that person, or the things that you're not supposed to be doing as an artist, you're doing it yourself. And when you're not seeing any money, that's a good one. And maybe when you can't get hold of them, Yeah. Or maybe when they're not, and a lot of people are just yes men too around you. They're not telling you the truth about shit that you might be doing that you shouldn't be doing. They're just kind of like watching you do some
Yeah.
shit that's not really like
You're just
serving
an
you.
opportunity to earn.
Yeah,
So they're
and
there.
yeah, that's it. You put it better than me. There you go.
So it's not I think you're the best example of an artist who understands that talent is not enough. Your profile reads like you were always moving from one opportunity to the
For
next.
sure.
You know, so where did this awareness that despite your talent you still need to press hard for what you want?
I think I would take it that back to when I was in the girl band From Above with Matthew Knowles. I was the only black female in the group. So Matthew Knowles was always extra hard on me. And sometimes he will pull me to the side and say, listen, talent is not enough. Just because you sing and you write the songs, as you can see, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the attention or the love, right? He said, the truth of the matter is one of these white girls will probably get further than you. So you have to work extra hard, harder than them, to stay in this game. And, that's that, like that your character, your personality needs to be on point. You need to, venture into different things as well, acting, writing, entrepreneurism, blah, blah, blah. So when I started to realize that, okay, it's true, I'm writing all the songs and I'm singing all the leads, but I'm standing in the back of all the pictures, or I kind of just woke me up and made me realize that I'm going to have to work twice as hard, which is why I am the way I am. And the way people see me is I am a hard bitch because I have had to fight for everything that I have.
Lovely, lovely. So, the audition that led to all of this, how did you know about it? How did you?
Well, I mean, it was. How did I know? I don't know. I think somebody told me that there was a girl band. They were looking for a fifth member, and at the time, they were managed by a football manager.
Okay.
A football soccer manager in the UK who was quite prominent, so he had a lot of money. And I don't know, at one point I guess Matthew Knowles heard about us and decided to buy us from the football manager. It was just like I'm not really sure of the politics.
All the way
or
from America.
Yeah,
You
it was
guys
so
must have
weird.
really...
Something was really going. It was somehow. I think those managers, the initial managers, were trying to find us a record deal, and that's how
Okay.
Matthew Knowles heard about us, and then he came, and yeah. So yeah, I did audition to be in the band. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And another thing that a lot of people may not know, is that my band actually auditioned on X Factor.
Oh, okay.
On X Factor, and we didn't get through to the third round or something. So I really know how it feels to be on that side of the chair. Like me being a judge on Nigerian Idol it wasn't just kind of me talking a whole lot of shit. I was saying what I know, right? And based on the fact that I've been in their shoes, and the auditionees' shoes before, I could kind of empathize too and relate. So,
What talent-wise, what did that whole Nigeria Idol scene tell you about Nigerians or the artists that are coming?
like every
What
other
do you
person
think?
in Nigeria is talented, man. Like I swear, it's like almost every second person you meet is just a ball of talent. Nigerians are extremely, extremely, extremely talented. Everybody has a special gift that's just so true. Like you see it on social media, you see it. Even I witnessed it on Nigerian Idol. Thousands of people came to audition. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't let more people through. But Nigeria is a really talented country. Like we have some of the best musicians, singers, composers out here.
We have one on the show today. Okay, so still we're going to talk about plenty other things. But when you talk about the group, I can't help but think about how groups and duos and bands aren't such a thing in our industry.
Yeah, and I know.
Do you think why?
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask. I really don't know. I think the only band we've had is Style Plus, maybe P Square. Who else? Plantation Boys. That's all I've ever known. I
Yeah.
wish there was a band, a boy band or a girl band.
Yeah.
I'm sure some have tried to come through, but I don't know why it's not really a thing here.
So from someone who has been in one, what usually leads up to that point where everybody says, you know what, we're not doing this anymore?
Everybody has different thresholds, so everybody, not everybody can withstand the same amount of pressure.
Hmm.
In our case, I feel like it was just taking a bit too long for us to blow. And as females, you're getting older, you meet a guy, you fall in love, or you want to do something different, or maybe you're fighting with another female in the band, and you just feel like, why am I even here? So maybe that was, those. So there are different reasons for different people, but those are normally the main reasons.
So, what about the money part?
Yeah.
Right.
I've never really been in this industry for money until I got to Nigeria. Right? So it wasn't really about, when I started running my own record label,
Yeah.
that is when I knew that, this thing will be for passion or love, or this thing to make money, serious money, to keep the shit going, right? That's the main reason why. But I've never really been driven by money per se, as much as I was 10 years ago. So like now my whole drive is like, okay, to make the money.
But it does make sense.
Through different income streams as well. Like I don't just do music, although music is my main hustle. So yeah.
Awesome. You talked about Nigeria, so let's do that. There's no way we're going to do this without talking about the late Sound Sultan. So how did you decide to come back, and maybe you want to talk about your relationship with him a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go on too much, because I might just get too emotional. But Sound Sultan is actually the person that encouraged me to come back to Nigeria. He's the person that got me my first deal in Nigeria from the UK while I was in the UK. We met in a studio in London. He heard my music and he asked the producer who I was. The producer told him. We started talking and he was like, I'm blown away. I didn't even know you were Nigerian. You have potential to be like the next Rihanna or something. Like, you're really dope. I said, thank you. I heard his music and I was like, you're Nigerian too? He was like, yeah. I was like, you're incredibly talented. Like, he played the guitar, he sang, he wrote and everything. And he was really funny. And I just liked his aura and his energy, And immediately he told me about his wife and how she and I would get on, just based on, our personalities and stuff, and that I should come to Nigeria and try and, and I know that like a few years before meeting him, my mom passed away, and she used to say to me, music, like, meaning all this music you're doing, you're still going to end up in Nigeria. And there's no way she could have really known how Nigerian music would have evolved right back then.
Wow.
But something's told her that I would make it bigger in Nigeria one day. So meeting Sound Sultan kind of reaffirmed that. And so when he said I should come to Nigeria, I didn't really hesitate. The group was already dead anyway. So I was like, why not? And he was like, but before you come, let me try and secure an investment or a deal or something for you so that you're not out there just kind of like hanging. And then he came through with his promise. Maybe a month or two later, I got a call from a guy called Cecil Hammond, who, just kind of took on the whole project and started to promote me everywhere in Nigeria. That's how I became known.
Loving Your Way was a hit.
Thank you.
You have dropped too many hits, man. Like, I'm really, really a fan.
Thank you.
Loving Your Way. Was that your first single in Nigeria?
It was. Yeah, it was my first single in Nigeria.
Were you, how did the feedback, how did you take the feedback? Were you expecting that level of success that you started to enjoy as soon as you got
No, I didn't actually. It was pretty quick. It was really, really quick. I mean, with Sound Sultan support, Cecil Flight Time support, I had a really good start.
The music was amazing.
The music
Give
was
yourself
good. The music was good.
Yeah.
Del B was my producer at the time, and we made a few records together. I also did a lot of work with soul music. At the time, they were called soul music, which is Deola at Alade and
Darius company.
Darius company, and so they were managing me, and they were managing me. So Cecil was promoting me. He was putting me on every show that Flytime did, like from Chris Brown to Wizkid to P Square to like. So I was on every single show. You know, I was just literally forced into the Nigerian public's face, and then I was living at Sound Sultan's house for like a year or plus. So
Wow.
yes, from Festac to the island every day. It was a real hustle. And so Sound Sultan used to take me around on his radio tours, right? So every time he was promoting something, he would take me around and introduce me as, you know, Seyi Shay. And so that helped too. So like I said, I was literally forced into the Nigerian public's minds and homes.
Wow. So you in your usual fashion, you got really busy working with lots of artists and planting your roots. And then again, Murder happened. How did that song come about?
Murder. I was at Wizkid's house, and it was just like one of those things where Wizkid always or let me not say always, I don't know, but at this particular time he was running a camp, so there were different producers in different rooms of the house, and Dr. Frabs was in one of the rooms, and Legendary Beats was in one of the, like, it was just like loads of producers, and I was kind of like being nosy and like, you know, let me see what I can, you know, join here. Or who maybe I could get Wiz to feature with me or something. I don't know. It was just one of those things. So I walked into Dr. Frabs working, and he was playing the music of Murder. And I was like, oh my God, this is dope. And he said, yeah, you could do something on it. You can have it. And then Shady Boy was around too. So Dr. Frab was like, Shady's a dope writer. Like, you should get him to do something, and you guys should do the song together. So I said, okay. So then he came into the room. He started singing, you said you want murder. You say you want to do that, to a loop. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's so dope. That's so dope. So then he put it down, he demoed it, and I demoed the answer back, and I think I'm not sure, I can't remember if Wiz heard it or not, but I know that everybody was like, yeah, this is a hit, right? Just by that little tiny demo.
Yeah.
And then maybe a month later, I called Pato Ranking to come and feature on it because of the Caribbean vibe that it had on it, and I knew that Pato Ranking was on that wave. And then we called JJC, which is JJC. He came through to this, and so we called him because he and I already worked on something anyway, and then I discovered he was a fantastic songwriter. So then I invited him to this writing session, this camp, to help us finish Murder. So he came through, Dr. Frabs, Pato came, everybody just came. It was like a whole, I think I have the picture still, when we all were in this apartment in Ikoyi on the dining table. And that evening, everybody just wrote their parts, did their demos, blah, blah, blah. And we just came up with Murder, and it was a smash, even just from that moment. And I don't know, the rest is history.
Wow. I've always been fascinated by collaboration amongst creatives, especially in the studio. But it's like, it's not really a Nigerian thing, you know, like people co-writing or producers co-producing. Does it make the music better?
It does. As you can see the process that Murder went through to be created, right? It started from Dr. Frabs, Wizkid's house, Shady. Then it moved to a writing camp. We took that song along with us to the writing camp. Even though we didn't intend on doing anything more to that song, you know, as people came through and they were hearing it, they were like, oh, this is a jam. So we decided now to focus on it and call in more writers. And all the efforts of everybody is what made Murder, and the energies from everybody is what made Murder as big as it was. I mean, I didn't even have money at the time to really promote Murder itself, but it traveled to the UK and got to number 8 on the Urban Radio, BBC One charts, right? So it was just the energy and the collaborations of different talented people that I believe took it that far and made the song so sweet.
So, for the budding talents, how can they set up such an environment, or
I
how
think
can
people are already doing it now. Everybody's doing writing camps all over the country, all over the world, bringing different people into
yeah,
the
it's
writing camp to
recently started.
collaborate.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so a- as as a songwriter who has done it at a very high level, what would you say needs to be done to improve the songwriter culture in our industry? Until recently, people used to be shy or angry to say they worked with somebody, or somebody wrote this for me, or all that. So what do we need to, speaking to Seyi Shay, the songwriter now, talking to the people who are interested in songwriting, what do you think we need to do to get the songwriting culture and songwriting business to a good place?
I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure that still needs to happen within the music industry. And the publishing side of that is one of them, right? So we don't have publishing companies in Nigeria, and I think that's mainly because there's just no way of monitoring, music that's being played nationally. Um, so that you can get your royalties or your returns and whatnot. So that's one of the problems infrastructurally. But I think that a lot of artists now are quite okay with saying they didn't write a particular song, that maybe Peruzzi wrote it, or maybe a Majid wrote it, or maybe, right. I feel like it's a good thing now, as long as like songwriters are getting paid handsomely and they're getting their shares of, you know, publishing. Um, I think everybody's cool. Everybody's Gucci.
So, with what you said about the publishing companies, is that something people should be looking to start?
Yeah, because I've maybe, and or even if not start. Like I live in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
my music is here in Nigeria, and I distribute my music out from Nigeria. But I'm signed to a publishing company in France. I'm signed to Universal Music Publishing in France, and somehow it's working out well for me. And I know that even if anything happens to me tomorrow where I can't sing or perform anymore, I can continue writing songs. That's my pension.
Mm-hmm.
That's the money that will be there for my kids. Publishing money
Yeah.
is long money. So it's something that everybody should definitely look into, especially if you're a songwriter. And the more collaborations you do, the more percentages of songs that you have, is the more valuable you are to a publisher. So keep writing, keep collaborating, keep hustling in the publishing area.
Awesome.
And even though there's no publishing companies per se in Nigeria, Nigerian music is global now, so publishers are looking towards Nigerians and the songwriters, people that are actually making the hits. So you're bound to be signed.
Yeah. You just talked about your Universal France deal. Um, for fans of yours like me, you're not new to these deals. You're not new to international deals and all that stuff. So, tell us about your deal with Island Records. With the benefit of hindsight, would you say it was a good deal?
Um, yeah, it was good. um, it was really early in the Afrobeats game, so I wouldn't really blame them for not
Yeah.
knowing what to do with me. I wanted to keep my music as Afrobeat as possible, and they didn't quite get it because to them, Murder was like so good. They signed me off the back of Murder. It was so good, but they didn't really know how to market it. And at that time, I don't think Afrobeats was as big as it is now. So if I released Murder now, it would be a different story.
Of course.
Which is fine, but the deal and the relationship had to come to an end because being signed to a record label, a major label, means that you're working on their calendar and on their schedule. So if they don't commission you to do a project for 2 years, you're out of the game for 2 years. And at that time, it was just like it wasn't worth it. So I decided to just focus on Star Girl, which is my label, and run everything through there, which is what I
Lovely.
do.
So, going back to the publishing deal, what could you explain how a publishing deal differs from a record deal? Because I'm sure a lot of people listening now do not really know what is it
A
like
publishing deal
when you
looks after
finally
the
get.
songs that you
Yeah.
actually write, where a record deal looks after the records that you put out.
Do people get
Period.
upfronts for publishing?
Yeah.
What are the packs? What are there stuff like?
Well, you have a whole admin team that basically tracks your songs that you are part of globally, all over the world. That's how big the machinery is. That's the
Okay.
perk in itself.
Okay. So and
Something you would not be able to do on your own.
yeah. Okay, so are there opportunities where they can help get your songs to other people?
Yeah, publishers do that too. They put you in studios with other A-list, B-list artists or producers or songwriters for specific projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
Harmony H Money, one of your producers.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that guy.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's really amazing. So I wish more Nigerian artists would make music with him. Please tell me about your relationship with this guy.
We grew up together. We met in church when I was 9. He was 13, and I don't know, like throughout
You
our
guys go
teenage,
that way back.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Throughout our teenage years, we would make music after school, after college, after
Mhm.
uni. Just keep making music. And the first few songs we did together that actually made any headway
Yeah.
was Mila J. I wrote a song for Mila J with him because he was a hustler, right? He still is. And so he had a lot of interest in him, even back then when we were at school in Tottenham, North London. That's where our studio was, one back street like that. And he found the money to rent a space and just set up his stuff. And his parents were not really happy with the music he was doing. They were not happy that he was doing music, period. My family, my mom was definitely not happy about the fact that he was used to run off with Harmony and make music until she came to his studio one day and heard the magic we were creating. Then she was like, okay, got that shit. Yeah, okay, don't watch, okay, was successful. And that's when me and my mom had peace eventually. But going back a bit, the first song that we ever did together that actually made headway was a song called Public. No, not Public. One song, Sha, I can't remember. Google it. Mila J is the artist. Mila J is this girl's sister. My brain. Mila J is Smith. Why are you doing this to me? So anyway, Mila J is a very famous artist sister. I've forgotten her name now. My head's
Okay.
gone blank. And that was like the first time I ever had a song go out there in public, and I was just like, oh my God, listening to this song that I wrote, I couldn't believe it. And then after that we worked with Chipmunk, and then after that we worked with Dirty Money, writing songs for these people, and it was all with Harmony. So he and I are very, very close. And like even now, he's very influential, instrumental in my new music also.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You guys
Even
you guys
after
create fire together.
he's created, he has gone, sometimes I wonder why I didn't just go to LA with him at the year that he moved from
Damn,
London to
yeah.
LA. But everybody's path is different, and God has a different path for everybody, and a journey for everybody. And it's good that he and I are still in contact because,
Yeah.
I trust his ear. And like I said, he's still very involved with my music.
I remember some years ago you put out this song. It might feel like we're talking about songs too much, but you really
That's
are that
cool.
much of an amazing songwriter.
That's cool.
The Airbrush.
Yeah. I know that's your favorite song. You always told me that's your favorite song. Yeah. Mila J is this girl's Jean Aiko's sister. So yeah.
For
And
real?
Jean Aiko actually got her style from her sister Mila J. And Mila J stopped singing and Jean Aiko continued. So that was really
wow.
interesting. Yeah.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
So, are you still at that place where you write songs and you feel like, this is not for me, but this song might be perfect for this person.
Yeah. I'm at that place, and I'm also at the place whereby I'm like, I need songs. Please, someone write a song for me. We need to pay some people to write some songs, which happened a lot in this last project that is coming out soon. I worked with a number of incredible young songwriters on this project coming out, and still my energy and my vibe. And the great thing about working with these guys is that some of them have been my fans since they were young, and it's just so weird because it's like they're like, oh my god, I've been your fan since I was this age, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, how old are you? How old am I? My God. And they write. They've just written the most perfect songs because like they followed my journey, they followed my life, they know who I am, they see everything going on social media. It's like they know me in a way, like in such a deep way. So I believe them when they say I'm your fan. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, you truly are. You know me, because the songs they've written it as if it's me speaking. You understand, like me singing, and so yeah, this new project is gonna be is fire already, and so yeah, I collaborate a lot, and I have a few songwriters that I work with, and I pray that I'll be working with them for many years to come, and sometimes I write songs, and the songs that I write, I don't know why, but they're just not like. For me, I don't know why. It's like Babyface. Like every song that he wrote for Tony Braxton or somebody else was always a hit, but any song that he wrote for himself was always dead. Do you get like I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens. Even R. Kelly and people like this that are like prolific songwriters that we know in history to be great songwriters. Every time they wrote a song for somebody else, it was always bigger than the song they wrote for themselves. And so maybe that's the kind of thing that I'm going through too. So, but I've recently written some songs that for some huge acts. I can't wait for them to drop. I can't say anything because you know how
NDAs.
NDA. Yeah, actually yes, NDA. This particular song I'm talking about. I can't wait for it to come out. When it comes out, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be so boasty. I don't even care because I'm so proud of myself. And it's a project that me and Harmony did together. Woo! Speaking of Harmony, yeah, so everyone is going to be so like gassed when this song drops because, yeah, I wrote it and I just gave it I sold it to this person. Yeah. So
lovely. Well, I can't wait, really.
Yeah, thank you.
Today we see quite a few super talented young women. You know, shout out Ira Star, Rhea Sean, Thames. You know, so it's a lot of women making space for themselves on the Nigerian pop scene. What has been the real barriers to having more women atop the charts in Nigeria?
Maybe not having enough women as opening doors for those what's not. But now you see like there are more women coming through, and I love that Wizkid features women a lot. I love that women are now being more bold and they're being more proactive and having more energy, you know, because that's something that females never really used to do. They never used to have the support. They themselves never used to have the energy. They will just, you just see that they release one song and then all of a sudden they're pregnant and married and that's the end, right? That shit used to piss me off, right? And then the hustle energy was never really there with females too. And then, females being against females, dragging each other down so that nobody gets there. Like at the end of the day, it's like crabs, right, in a bucket. But now you see like a lot of females are coming through and not becoming like victims of those stereotypes or those kind of things that hold them back. And they're just breaking through barriers, breaking through doors, and taking the bull by the horns. The bad bitches are coming through, man, and you can see it. And it's a great time to be alive and to see this happening.
It is. So, what? I'm sure that not many people know that you have a degree in music business management. I think that's gangster. That's very gangster. Why did you decide to major in music business?
Because it was just I wanted the theory. I wanted to know the theory and understand the theory. And also, at the time, I just felt like, what was I going to do?
So how did that whole phase help to make you a better musician and
It didn't.
music?
It didn't. It didn't.
How?
I'm not a better musician because of my degree. I'm a better musician because I haven't given up music, and I work hard to make myself better. The practical side really has nothing to do with the theory, and like everything that I've learned in music in itself, even in the business side of itself, it's been like practical, hands-on, doing the actual work.
Did you do
I've learned more in the industry than I did, studying music. So
Did you do some
it's
church
something-
singing as well?
Yeah, of course. I started in the church really with my mom. My mom was a chorister, so I she had to take me with her to every choir practice, So
Do you find that that is like an indirect character building and artist development process?
yeah,
Like the whole church singing and church thing,
maybe.
like singing all the time, singing with
If
people.
you're hearing music
as
all around you every time, my brother was a DJ, my mom was a chorister, my sister was a composer. So like if you're hearing music all the time around you, you're going to choir practice every Saturday with your mom, like do you understand? Like also I was born and christened in a celestial church, like White Garment Church. That's a very musical church right there. All they do is sing for like 10 hours, right? Like that's all they do. So it's gonna be part of you, it's gonna be in your makeup.
Awesome. So what is that one insight or understanding about the music industry, particularly in Nigeria, that you're glad you now have or know?
Sorry, repeat the question.
What is that one insight or understanding about the music industry?
How to run a company, like how to literally run a label, should I say? Being here in Nigeria, running my label, I didn't ever think I could do it. Didn't ever think I would be able to sustain it. But I know that I'm so much more wealthier and so much more empowered by owning all my stuff and being able to like dictate what I want to share or what I want to give or how much it's worth, So
How important is a good manager, good management to the general outcome?
I think a good team is better than anything, because ultimately it's your team that is going to get you to where you need to get to. Your management team, like not one person can do it alone. Not one person can get you to the top. It's a joint effort. And normally that's your good management team. It's like it's pivotal.
Very. So for artists who are self-managed or who do not have a manager, what do they do?
Their destiny?
And also, and also, how do they know when they've met a good manager
I don't
or
know.
a prospective?
Like, let me not even start trying to speak big English. I don't know. If you don't have a manager, or at least a friend that has got your back, that hustles for you, that's go and, sit at tables for you, or go and sound your your name. I don't know what is next for you, because like I know that I did not get here alone. Do you get? I have a team. I've always had a team of great people around me, from JM Films to Didi to Sound Sultan to Cecil to Dari Atalade and Deola to Aristocrat, to the people that I work with now. I didn't get here alone. All these people were instrumental in bringing me this far.
Yeah.
Like, So if you don't have a team or management or people that believe in you, I don't know. Don't know what your destiny is, because really, I've never not had good people around me.
Wow. So, what do you want to change about the business? What do you want to do differently or improve on, or
Personally, I would like to be a bit more consistent now, and just kind of always keep raising the bar,
Yeah.
which I think I've been doing, but I think I would like to do it more consistently now, as opposed to having short breaks in my work. And I think the short breaks, I would kind of put those down to just me still being a normal person and wanting to just live a normal life as well. At the same time, I come and go when I please, because I'm at the liberty to do that because I run my own shit. But at the same time, I feel like, this next run is going to be a much longer, consistent run, just because of the plans that we have underway, and also because, why not, right? Afrobeats is getting more exciting now. It's more global now, and I think that this is the time that I have been preparing for all these years. On a more general note, to answer the question, I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. Like, the industry is evolving every day, so it's changing on its own. I don't have to say I wish I could change this or that. I don't want to change anything. I love the industry. I love the business, the way it is, and I love the way it's evolving. So that's fine.
Do you think you could have given us in this time more body of work?
No, because I wasn't ready to.
But a lot of
Every time I drop something that I wasn't ready to, or to me, it never had the impact that I wanted it to, because I feel like I was under pressure or being forced to. Like, so now that this project, Big Girl, is ready, like, it's probably it's my proudest piece of work ever. If I don't drop anything after Big Girl, I don't care anymore, because, like, to me, this is the shit. This is it. This is the time I've been waiting for. Like, and I like taking my time. Like, when last did I release an album? 5-6 years ago. So, like, but that's okay, because what it allowed me to do is, like, drop good stuff, bad stuff in between, and see what people really liked, without having to drop a whole body of work and say, oh, this is and then have to, like, kind of stick by it and say, oh shit, this was really shit, but it's already out there now, so what the so, like, no, I liked the fact that I was testing the waters, throughout the times that I didn't drop a whole body of work, and this album has taken me 6 years to make, so that's great.
Lovely. So
it's been worth it, should I say. Yeah.
I'm
and
sure.
I think everybody will agree when they hear it, because, like, I've had the time to listen to what my fans really want. Like, drop something and they don't like it, they will tell you, like, oh, do more of this or go back to this sound. And I've listened to my fans, I've listened to all of their critiques and their wants and their needs, and I've applied it to this new project. So that's the beauty.
Although I feel like you're a trusted brand. When somebody puts out consistently good stuff, and it just gets to a point where you know that, oh well, whatever she comes with is going to be good.
But I think at one point I was trying too hard to, like, generalize my sound and make it be for, like, trying to, like, please different types of music heads. Do you get what I'm saying? And so, like, and what wasn't happening was, it wasn't like I wasn't dropping music that everybody together would like and would love. I might drop something like and don't get me wrong, I love everything that I've dropped, right? But some things I knew would not be for a certain type of people, and some things would be for a certain type. So rather than dropping a certified sure hits that that no matter what kind of music, kobaje rock, kobaje indie, you will love this record because a hit is a hit, right? At the end of the day. So that's what I tried to do on this album. Make sure that every song on the album is a certified hit. Like, no matter what your genre of music is, you must love the record. And I think I wasn't doing that enough when I was dropping singles throughout the years.
So what was it like you were?
I was trying to please a certain type of people, and it just doesn't. I even myself, I wasn't really resonating with that.
So how do you strike that balance between gut feelings and data? between what you want to make and what it appears the people are liking now?
Yeah, everything is
How-
strategy. By listening to your fans, by listening to your A&Rs, and then by feeling it in your gut, right? So
What makes a good A&R?
I think it's a bit of their track record,
Mhm.
also their ability to feel the music as opposed to just hear the music, and then their ability to be strategic as well,
Strategic, like
like the
with
ingredients that go into making a hit song, and the features that they recommend, and then the catchy parts, or the things that song could do
yeah.
in a digital world, or yeah. Or
Um,
for brand to brands, they just hear beyond just the song, right? They hear beyond the song, they feel beyond the song too, right?
stage wise, do you think your colleagues give enough?
I mean, I don't know. I only know
No,
about me, so
yeah.
that's it. I don't
Okay,
know about
so
nobody
so
else.
so
Don't ask me about nobody else.
what type of preparation or effort goes into your stage offering? Is it even important to put in that much
It depends
time?
on what your brand is about. If your brand is a singing and dancing brand, then you need to put in time to rehearse, I think most professionals take about 3 months to rehearse like a set. I used to do that a lot. Some people are just, just stand on stage and sing your heart out, and that's good enough too. It just depends.
That works too.
Mm,
Nisha, thank you so much for being on the
thanks.
podcast.
Thank
Is
you.
there anything you want to plug? I know we already talked about the album, but
Yeah.
what else? Any word, anything?
I mean, I don't know when this is coming out, but
Yeah.
I'm currently starring in a series called Assistant Madames, and
Mm.
it's not cinema like Clara and the Beat was, but it is a really good production, and I'm acting in a lady called Zara, so you can tune in on Red TV and watch that. Yeah, my album is coming soon. It's called Big Girl. I'm going to surprise a lot of people. I know that because the whole vibe is just different. The whole energy, the image, the brand. But the one thing that remains the same is the soul of the music. Yeah. Yeah, I went back there. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're ready for the shocker.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for being
thank
on
you.
the podcast. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for listening. And I do hope that you have found this episode as useful as I have. Please hit the like button, share, and leave a comment on our page to help this podcast touch as many lives as possible. Keep listening.